Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cycling World. Some races evolve naturally over time. Others are forced to change because one rider has pushed them beyond their limits. That is exactly what is happening with Strade Bianche, a race many already consider the sixth monument of cycling, and one that, for 2026, has decided to alter its course with a very specific target in mind: slowing down the rider who has turned it into his personal domain. That rider is Tadej Pogacar. The changes are far from cosmetic. Strade Bianche 2026 will be shorter, less brutal, less selective. The distance drops from 213 to 201 kilometres. The number of gravel sectors is reduced from 16 to 14. 12 kilometres of Starato are gone. 12 kilometres where Pogacar has built his most devastating attacks, breaking races wide open long before Siena comes into view. The message from the organisers is clear. They want the race to be more balanced, more unpredictable, less exposed to a single long-range demolition. What happened in 2024 and 2025 went beyond winning. It was domination. And when a race loses uncertainty, it starts looking for ways to protect its own identity. But while Strade Bianche becomes less demanding in an attempt to level the playing field, Pogacar's team continues moving in the opposite direction. UAE Team Emirates is not standing still. Instead, it is refining every detail to make its leaders even stronger, regardless of the terrain. This is where the story shifts. Performance is no longer built only through training and race tactics. It is built through recovery, sleep, and precision. UAE has embraced advanced sleep and recovery systems powered by artificial intelligence, designed to optimize rest, monitor physiological data, and improve adaptation over time. And this is not a future plan. This system was already used by Tadej Pogacar during last season, including the Tour de France that he went on to win once again. Now, the same approach is being applied to Isaac del Toro, the young talent UAE is carefully developing for the years ahead. While races adjust routes to slow Pogacar down, his team continues to enhance him off the bike. That is the real contrast. And it leads to a deeper question. Can changing a course truly stop a rider whose performance keeps evolving in every possible direction? Strade Bianche is not just another one-day race. It has built its reputation on hardship, spectacle, and unpredictability. White roads, dust, long-range attacks, and exhaustion are part of its DNA. That is precisely why the recent dominance of a single rider has created an uncomfortable dilemma for the organisers. That dominance belongs to Tadej Pogacar. The recent history of the race tells the story clearly. In 2022, Pogacar won with authority, but the fight still existed. Alejandro Valverde finished within a manageable gap. There was tension, there was uncertainty. But what followed in 2024 and 2025 was something else entirely. A shift in scale. Pogacar attacked from distance, destroyed the race, and arrived in Siena with margins rarely seen in a modern classic. At that point, Strade Bianche stopped being an open battle and started to resemble a controlled territory. And when a race built on epic uncertainty turns into a predictable script, organisers are forced to act. The choice they faced was uncomfortable, but unavoidable. Preserve tradition and accept domination, or intervene to restore balance. They chose intervention. For 2026, the route has been deliberately softened. Fewer kilometres, fewer gravel sectors, less cumulative fatigue. Cutting 12 kilometres of Starato is not a symbolic gesture. It directly targets the terrain where Pogacar has done the most damage. The logic is simple. Less fatigue means fewer opportunities for long, decisive attacks, and fewer decisive attacks mean more riders still in contention late in the race. From an organisational standpoint, the decision makes sense. But it raises a deeper question. Is the route the real problem, or is the rider simply operating on another level? Pogacar has not won Strade Bianche solely because of gravel. He has won because of his race intelligence, adaptability, and ability to dominate in multiple scenarios. Removing sectors may change how the race unfolds, but it does not remove those qualities. It only forces them to express themselves differently. On March 7th, Siena will once again provide the answer. Strade Bianche 2026 will be shorter, cleaner, and more controlled. But the core uncertainty remains. Will these changes truly rebalance the race, or will they simply reveal that when a champion is this complete, the road itself becomes secondary? That question now defines the future of Strade Bianche. Modern cycling is no longer decided only by who trains harder or attacks earlier. Increasingly, the biggest differences are built away from the road, quietly, at night. And this is where UAE Team Emirates has once again moved ahead of the peloton. UAE has identified recovery as one of the most valuable performance margins in today's cycling. Sleep is no longer treated as passive rest. It is treated as an active performance tool. To that end, the team has partnered with Aert Sleep, a company specializing in intelligent sleep systems powered by artificial intelligence. This technology continuously monitors physiological data throughout the night: heart rate, breathing patterns, sleep stages, body temperature. Based on this information, the system automatically adjusts sleeping conditions in real time to maximize recovery. The athlete does not need to do anything. The optimization happens while they sleep. This approach was first implemented with Tadej Pogacar, not as a short experiment, but as a structured part of his preparation. The system was used throughout the season and became especially relevant during the Tour de France that he went on to win once again. The impact was not just physical. Better sleep improved recovery between stages, reduced accumulated fatigue, and stabilized daily performance. But just as importantly, it improved mental clarity, decision-making under pressure, emotional control, the ability to reset mentally from one day to the next. In a 3-week race, those elements are decisive. What UAE understood is simple but powerful. Training breaks the body down. Sleep rebuilds it. And the quality of that rebuilding determines how much performance an athlete can sustain over time. Having validated the system with Pogacar, UAE extended the same approach to its future leaders. Isaac del Toro has also used this technology throughout the season. For a young rider competing at the highest level, recovery becomes even more critical. Not to push harder, but to avoid burning out. Del Toro's development is being guided with restraint and precision. The goal is not short-term brilliance. It is long-term sustainability. By optimizing sleep and recovery, UAE ensures that physical gains are absorbed properly and mental pressure remains manageable. In modern cycling, the road is only part of the equation. Increasingly, races are decided while the lights are off, and UAE has chosen to dominate that space as well. What UAE Team Emirates is building goes far beyond a single season or a single rider. It represents a structural shift in how elite cycling teams understand performance. Marginal gains are no longer just about aerodynamics or training load. They are about sustainability, longevity, and the ability to repeat excellence year after year. By integrating intelligent sleep systems into daily routines, UAE Team Emirates is effectively extending the performance window of its riders. Recovery becomes predictable, fatigue becomes measurable, and adaptation becomes controllable. This is a crucial advantage in a sport where calendars are dense and physical stress is relentless. For Tadej Pogacar, this approach reinforces his greatest strength: consistency. Pogacar is not a rider who peaks once and disappears. He delivers at the highest level across different terrains, different races, and different moments of the season. Optimized recovery allows that consistency to remain intact even as expectations grow. The same philosophy shapes the development of Isaac del Toro. UAE is not rushing him. The team is protecting his physical and mental balance, ensuring that progress does not come at the cost of long-term performance. Sleep optimization plays a central role here. Better rest means better absorption of training, better emotional regulation, and fewer unnecessary setbacks. This approach also reflects a broader evolution within professional cycling. Teams are beginning to understand that performance is not linear. More racing does not always mean better results. More intensity does not always mean more growth. Instead, the ability to recover efficiently has become one of the defining characteristics of the strongest teams. UAE's investment in sleep science mirrors trends already established in other elite sports. Formula 1, the NFL, professional baseball. Cycling is now catching up. And once again, UAE is among the first to commit fully. This creates a clear contrast with attempts to rebalance races through route changes alone. While organisers may soften courses to limit domination, teams like UAE are operating on a different plane. They are improving the athlete rather than adjusting the battlefield. The consequence is simple. When preparation becomes this precise, domination is no longer tied to one type of terrain. Gravel, mountains, or flat roads become secondary. The rider arrives prepared everywhere. In the end, everything leads back to the same question: Can domination be stopped by changing a race, or does the real battle lie somewhere else entirely? Strade Bianche has chosen to adjust its course for 2026. Fewer kilometres, less gravel, a softer profile designed to reduce the damage caused by one rider. It is a logical decision. But logic does not always defeat greatness, because the dominance of Tadej Pogacar has never depended on a single type of terrain. Gravel helped, so did mountains, so did long-range attacks. But above all, his success is built on preparation, on repeatability, on arriving ready, no matter the scenario. This is where the contrast becomes clear. While races try to rebalance competition by adjusting profiles, UAE Team Emirates continues to work in a different dimension, a quieter one, a less visible one: science, recovery, and long-term athlete management. These are not short-term tricks, they are foundations. Optimized sleep, controlled recovery, data-driven adaptation. These elements allowed Pogacar to sustain peak performance through an entire Tour de France. And now, the same structure is being applied to Isaac del Toro, not to accelerate him, but to protect him. To ensure growth without burnout, progress without collapse. This is what makes UAE so difficult to counter. Their advantage is not tied to one race or one season. It is systemic. You can shorten a climb, remove gravel sectors, redesign a finish. But you cannot easily replicate an ecosystem built around precision and patience. Strade Bianche 2026 will be different, more controlled, more tactical, perhaps closer. But the deeper question remains unanswered. When preparation becomes this advanced, does the road still decide everything? Or has the decisive terrain already shifted elsewhere? Cycling has always evolved, from equipment to nutrition to training. Today, recovery and sleep are the new frontiers, and UAE has chosen to lead that evolution. The lights may go out at night, but that is when the next victory is already being built.